I'm Tad Flakey, and this is Pointless Global News. On today's show, we have some great stories for you, such as this one from a nursing home where a knife fight over Vienna canned sausages occurred. Also, we have a story from Texas about a woman who turns dead rats into showgirls. The governor of Massachusetts has nothing else better to do with his time than to save a diva beaver. And we wrap things up with a story about a Brazilian man who's very proud of one of his appendages. But first, Dateline, Tybee Island, Georgia. A Georgia nursing home resident stabbed another resident after the two became embroiled in an altercation over canned meat. Two residents of a coastal nursing home got into a verbal altercation after one resident accused another of stealing his can of Vienna sausages, according to the Tybee Island Police Department. As the disagreement escalated, one of the residents used a knife to stab the other in the chest. It's unclear if the resident that was injured was the one accused of stealing the sausages. What we do know is that the attacker was placed under arrest for aggravated assault and possession of a knife during the commission of a crime. In other pointless news, this from somewhere in Texas, where a mother who transforms frozen rats into sexy showgirls and does it with colored feathers and handmade nipple covers and fake eyelashes, says that her novelty taxidermy business regularly requires 12-hour days just to keep up with the demand. Who would have thought? Her name is Caitlin Hillis, and she's aged 36, and she runs her business called Showtime Taxidermy from her home, where she sells quirky and bizarre rats for the unheard-of low price of $193 per rat. The rodents are dressed and posed as glam performers, and it all began during a craft night some 4 years ago. Caitlin explained that when we watched videos online and we made our first taxidermy together, me, my daughter, and my sister, it was comically bad, but we loved it anyway. We had such a fun time, so we did it again and we made others, and the natural next step was, well, let's make it sexy and fun and add costumes. After posting pictures online, Caitlin realized that people were not only delighted to see her creations, but they wanted to buy them as well. And so Showtime Taxidermy was born. Since then, she has been blown away by her business's popularity, selling the preserved rats online and also at oddities and curiosity expos around the U.S. She went on to say that when people come up to me, they gasp or clutch their pearls when they see what I've made, and they get really excited. I love it so much. It still blows my mind that my artwork is all over the country. I think I've got one in almost every state now. It's a really cool feeling to be weird, to do something different, and to have so many people enjoying it. That's my favorite part for sure. Since she was young, Caitlin said she's enjoyed visiting museums and seeing the animals in real life, but she never dreamed she would one day become a taxidermist. Previously working as a wedding photographer and a graphic designer, she thought taxidermy was too specialized and not conducive to working from home. However, when her daughter suggested that they try preserving smaller animals such as rats during a craft night, the idea for her business was formed. Caitlin explained that she buys the rats frozen from an ethical local breeder who supplies food for zoos, and she keeps them in a large freezer. The drying process typically takes 2 to 3 weeks, and she then adds decorations such as colored feathers, rhinestones, velvet, as well as fake eyelashes, and of course, she even makes her own signature nipple coverings for the rats, 6 on each animal, because that's how many they have. Charming, ain't it? Meanwhile, on the Beaver Beat in Boston, the question of whether a 2-year-old beaver named Nibi, also known as Nibi the Diva Beaver, can stay with the rescuers that she's known since she was a baby or must be released into the wild, well, that was finally resolved on Thursday, thank God, when the Massachusetts governor stepped in to protect Nibi. The state issued a permit to Newhouse Wildlife Rescue for Nibi to remain at the rehabilitation facility and to serve as an educational animal. Nibi has captured the hearts of many of our residents, mine included, said the governor. Her name is Maura Healy, by the way. She went on to say that we're excited to share that we've issued a permit for Nibi to remain in Newhouse's care, continuing to educate the public about this important species. Nibi's fate had made it all the way to the state courts before Healy stepped in. A judge on Tuesday said that Nibi would be allowed to stay in her home at the rescue center in Chelmsford, located about an hour, I'd say, northwest of Boston. A hearing had been set for Friday in a case filed by the rescuers against Mass Wildlife, the state's Division of Fisheries and Wildlife, to stop the release. Nibi's rescuers at Newhouse Wildlife Rescue said on the Facebook page that they were beyond grateful for Healy's decision to save Nibi. Beavers are common and abundant throughout Massachusetts, and in case you didn't already know that, now you do. Keystone species is what they're referred to. Beavers play an important role in fostering biodiversity of ecosystems. Nibi is such a nice beaver. Finally, we have breaking news from Brazil. A Brazilian man by the name of Ale Seward underwent surgery to enlarge his penis, and he's opening up about the life-changing procedure. He said after 2 days of the procedure, the effects are already visible. It's not only gotten bigger, but also thicker. The 33-year-old fitness trainer and former volleyball player likened it to a plastic pop bottle and admitted that I can't even wrap my hand around it. If you're interested in getting this procedure for yourself, be sure to ask for the overpants procedure. And that's a wrap for the first Pointless Global News. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts so you'll never miss an episode. I'm Tad Flaky. Stay pointless, my friend.